What's going on? Mitchell Renz here from Chat Sports, and you're watching NFL Daily. In today's show, I have a six-pack of NFL news and rumors. And I'm kicking the show off first in Kansas City. Because of my latest NFL power rankings, I put them as number 6. And everyone who believes in Tyreek Hill was big time mad because they think he is innocent and won't be suspended. Because of a recent comment from the local district attorney that Hill currently isn't the subject of an active criminal investigation, while simply ignoring the NFL's comments that this development has no impact on its review of the situation. The personal conduct policy sweeps far more broadly than that, beyond the fact that the NFL can and will investigate a punished player for domestic violence, even if he's never been arrested or charged. Cough, cough, Ezekiel Elliott. The NFL also can and will punish a player for domestic misconduct that does not involve actual violence. Like, literally the first type of prohibited conduct listed under the policy covers threatened physical violence. So basically, threats are enough for a suspension. Hill admitted that he said to Crystal Espinal earlier this year that he said, "You need to be terrified of me too." We'll say Mitch. Plus, Hill's son was removed from Tyreek's custody. That only happens when there are serious, proven concerns. So even without proof of violence, Hill can be suspended. So I'm looking at you right now, and I'm telling you this. Do not be surprised if Tyreek Hill is suspended 4, 6, or even more games than that. So I'm going to ask everybody who's watching right now on YouTube and everybody who's watching right now on Facebook, should the NFL suspend Chiefs wide receiver Tyreek Hill? I want you to type Y for yes or type N for, you know what? No. Dylan, producer, next one. How many games should the NFL suspend Tyreek Hill? The NFL should 100% suspend Tyreek Hill for past conduct and now everything else going on here. So how many games should the NFL suspend Tyreek Hill? I want you to comment below, YouTube, Facebook, and if you don't like it, my Twitter's down below, @MitchellRenz365. Let's go to Houston because Jadeveon Clowney is skipping Minicamp, and I'm not all too surprised. He still hasn't signed his franchise tag, and the fact that he's skipping the mandatory camp, it's because both sides, well, they're not even really close to a deal. Clowney thinks that he deserves a little bit more money, and you're looking at some of these other contracts that were signed by some big-time players like a DeMarcus Lawrence, and sorry, Clowney, I don't really think you're quite on that level. Now, he could be traded. So here are some top trade destinations for Jadeveon Clowney. Number 1, the Buffalo Bills. The 2, the Oakland Raiders. 3, Detroit Lions. 4, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And 5, the New York Jets. Now let's take a look to see what Clowney has done the last 4 years. Now let's remember, he was also the first overall pick in 2014, 2015, if my memory serves me correctly. In 2018, he had 9 sacks. If he wants to get this big-time payday and he's never had a double-digit sack season, Clowney's got all the tools in the book, but sometimes he's been battling injuries, and at times I wonder if he's got the will to actually live up to his full potential. So I'm going to ask everybody who's watching right now, where will Jadeveon Clowney play in 2019? Is he going to stay in Houston? Because if he doesn't, I mean, he is a very talented player, and then, yeah, guess what? Houston, we have a problem. But I want to know from everyone watching, where will Jadeveon Clowney play in 2019? Let's go to now Kyle Rudolph, because is he going to the New England Patriots? Well, according to Adam Schefter, don't hold your breath on this one because the Patriots and Kyle Rudolph trade isn't really likely. Simply because the Vikings, well, they're asking for a little bit too much. Now, Schefter doesn't go into detail on exactly what they were asking for. He says premium picks. When I think of premium picks, I think of a first or second rounder. And when you look at Kyle Rudolph, he's set to make $7.625 million. And if Kyle thinks he's one of these elite tight ends who maybe deserves a little bit more, like I get it. Jared Cook just got a $7 million deal. But when you see what Kyle Rudolph has done the last 4 years, I think Rudolph is actually one of the better tight ends in the NFL. Now, he had 64 receptions last year. 2016 is no doubt Rudolph's standout year. 83 catches, 840 yards, and 7 touchdowns. But I don't really think he's a top 5 tight end. In fact, I don't think he's a top 5 tight end. So here are my top tight ends in the NFL right now. I'll take Travis Kelce, George Kittle, Zach Ertz. Heck, I'll take Hunter Henry, who didn't even play last year, and O.J. Howard. Give me O.J. Howard because he is unbelievably talented, young age, can catch, and the dude is a serious blocker. And now, this is where Kyle Rudolph comes into my swing. He's the 7th best tight end. According to me, I'll take Evan Ingram over him. Eric Ebron, Kyle Rudolph was close for me. David Njoku and Austin Hooper. These are my top tight ends in the NFL. If you don't like my top 10 list, the cool thing that we do here at Chat Sports, you can tell me or get at me because my Twitter is below. Now, who is the best tight end in the NFL, because when I was given my rankings, I was sitting there and I was like, man, this is kind of tough, because I love Travis Kelce. I love what George Kittle did. Heck, he just set the NFL receiving yards record for a tight end, and then Zach Ertz had 116 receptions, only behind DeAndre Hopkins with 125. So I want to ask everybody who's watching right now, who is the best tight end in the NFL? Can you comment below? Can you do that? Can you also do one more favor for me? Can you subscribe to Chat Sports, because we are the most interactive YouTube sports channel that there is. Period. Subscribe, youtube.com/chatsportstv. All I want you to do is I want you to click the subscribe button below, and also, why don't you turn on those notifications? It's the thing that looks like a bell, so you know exactly when we go live, you know exactly when we post a video. Also, really cool tip for everyone who's watching right now, we're going to be live for the NBA Finals game tonight, Game 5. KD, he's playing. Let's go to Carolina now, because Cam Newton, this man is healthy, and apparently, I love when coaches get upset about certain things. So, head coach Ron Rivera wasn't happy that someone filmed a video of Cam Newton throwing a football. It kind of makes me chuckle. He's a quarterback. I get it, the whole shoulder injury. He doesn't want people to see it. But the fact that he's able to throw a football, I think this is a really, really good sign. So, for those of you that don't know, Newton, he had a shoulder surgery in January, and returning at this point, I think is a positive sign. Now, here's the quote that Norv Turner said about Cam Newton's shoulder. He's really attacked this rehab, and he's done everything he could possibly do physically to get back to where he is with the shoulder. The rehab's gone great. I'll tell you what, fingers crossed, because when Cam Newton is fully healthy, the dude's really, really fun to watch. Now, when you see his stats over the last 4 years, he won the MVP in 2015. 35 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Sure, 2016 was a little bit of an MVP hangover, but when Cam's at his best, the dude's running and he's throwing the football a far, far away. And last year, he just did not seem healthy to me. Do we remember when there was, at the end of the year, Cam Newton tried to throw a Hail Mary pass, and they had to bring in their backup quarterback because Cam Newton, one of the strongest throwing arm quarterbacks in the league, couldn't throw it 50 yards. When Cam's healthy, I'm really, really excited because he's one of the most entertaining quarterbacks to watch in the NFL. Now, I had a little bit of fun. I ranked the NFC South quarterbacks because I think the NFC South may have the best quarterbacks in all the divisions in the NFL. I have Drew Brees at 1. I have Matty Ice at 2. I have Cam Newton at 3. And I have Jameis Winston at 4. Matt Ryan, Cam Newton, they have all won an MVP. Jameis, at this point, I hope he's just still in the NFL. And then Drew Brees is my dude. So these are my top 4 NFC South quarterback rankings. But I want to know from everybody watching right now. Now, normally I just ask you guys to, I don't know, put in a letter or do something a little bit more simple. No. We're going to step it up a notch here at Chat Sports. Rank the NFC South quarterbacks. Drew Brees, Matt Ryan, Cam Newton, Jameis Winston. Those are my rankings. And I'm going to be looking in the comments to see how you rank the NFC South quarterbacks. Time to go to Cleveland. Y'all ready for this? Because Duke Johnson, well, I think he's going to be traded at this point. And when I hear of everything that's gone on, and according to Browns beat writer Mary Kay Cobbett, the Browns and Duke Johnson have reached the point of no return. At minicamp last week, Johnson reiterated his desire to be traded and explained it's because the Browns placed him on the trading block about a month ago. Well, then Baker Mayfield last week said it was self-inflicted. And then Duke Johnson's agent basically told Baker Mayfield to go Tom himself. And if you guys watch our show, which I hope you do, you'll know what that means. And if you don't, slide in my DMs because I can't say it on air. When I hear of everything that's gone on with Duke Johnson, he's a fun player to watch. And sure, he's had a successful career. Now, he hasn't been the best rusher, okay? I mean, you're looking at a career high 379 rushing yards. But when you consider what this guy has been able to do out of the passing game, he's kind of like this new age running back, and he's fun to watch. I mean, 74 catches in 2017. That's pretty incredible. And if it wasn't for, 429 yards in 2017, he's been a really, really fun player. Now, Duke Johnson trade destinations. He's not being in Cleveland. And I saw an article about the Browns should cut Duke Johnson. No, that's Dookie writing right there. So here are my top 5 trade destinations for Duke Johnson in 2019. I think the Jags, remember, they lost out on TJ Yeldon. I think Duke Johnson, Leonard Fournette, good combo there. I'm sick and tired of watching Lamar Miller try to run the football in Houston. The Dallas Cowboys, they said they want to take a little bit of pressure off Ezekiel Elliott, take some workload off him. Great way to do that. Let's go out and get Duke Johnson. The Jets actually have been rumored to be interested in Johnson about a month ago. And then the Minnesota Vikings, they have a running back. They lost out on Latavius Murray. They also have a guy in Dalvin Cook who's been struggling to stay healthy. Maybe you could add Duke Johnson to one of these backfields. Now, those are my top 5. but you guys probably don't care about me, do you? Probably not. Where will Duke Johnson play in 2019? I want you to comment below. So if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, if I upload this video to Twitter, where will Duke Johnson play in 2019? I want you to comment below. My last rumor is around Adrian Peterson, and I could talk about him all day. See what I did there? Now, he spoke about retirement on Sunday, and at age 34, the dude still doesn't have any signs of retiring. But this is the one thing. He says when he does retire, he wants to retire a Viking. He goes on to say, I started my career with the Minnesota Vikings, and I'm going to end my career with the Minnesota Vikings. I absolutely love me some Adrian Peterson. So what I wanted to show you guys here is how dominant Peterson has been his entire career. He's got 2,825 carries. That's the 17th most in NFL history. 13,318 yards. 7th most in NFL history. He's averaged 89.4 yards per game, 6th best in NFL history, and then touchdowns, 106, tied for the 5th most. Adrian Peterson, in my time, I think he's been the best running back that I've ever personally seen. So who's the greatest running back of all time? Okay, not just my short life, but who's the greatest running back of all time? Could it be Eric Dickerson? Could it be LaDainian Tomlinson? Could it be Adrian Peterson? I want you guys to comment below who's the greatest running back. Who's the GOAT? The greatest running back of all time. And if you want to know, I guess, what everyone else thinks, cool thing you can do on YouTube, see the comments below. Now, before I go, I'm going to ask for one more thing because I want to give a special shout out to everybody, all of our loyal watchers here on YouTube. I want you to DM me the 100 emoji on IG or on Twitter. My IG and Twitter, it's below, at Mitchell Renz 365. DM me the 100 emoji on IG or Twitter, and I'm going to give a shout out to all those people because I want to give a special shout out to the people who watch our videos from start to finish.